ugly daughter was given a dragon lord as punishment, but he loved her like no other. The kingdom had whispered about Alera's appearance since birth. While her sisters possessed golden hair and delicate features that inspired poets, Alera bore a scarred face from a childhood illness, asymmetrical features, and a limp that worsened with age. Her father, King Aldrich, had hidden her away in the tower, ashamed of a daughter who didn't match his vision of perfection. When the Dragon Lord Malachar demanded tribute from the kingdom, gold, jewels, and a maiden of royal blood, the king saw an opportunity. He would send Alera, not as an offering of respect, but as a punishment. A daughter deemed unworthy would satisfy a monster deemed undeserving. Alera climbed the mountain in chains, her heart heavy with the knowledge that her own father had chosen her for this fate. The castle was impossibly large, carved from dark stone that seemed to absorb light. Inside, she found not the bloodthirsty beast she'd imagined, but a dragon whose scales shimmered like obsidian silk, and whose golden eyes held something unexpectedly gentle. Malachar was silent for a long moment, studying her. Then he asked, "Did they tell you I would devour you?" Alera nodded, unable to meet his gaze. "I have been called a monster my entire existence," he said softly. "They judge by appearance alone. Tell me, do you fear me because of what I am, or because of what they told you I am?" Something in his question unlocked a door in Alera's soul. She lifted her eyes and truly looked at him. Beneath the scales and the terrifying grandeur, she saw loneliness that mirrored her own. "What will you do with me?" she whispered. "Whatever you wish," Malachar replied. "You are free to stay or leave. I will not keep you prisoner." Alera stayed, not because she had nowhere else to go, but because for the first time in her life, someone had given her a choice. Days turned into weeks. Malachar showed her his vast library, filled with centuries of knowledge. He listened as she spoke about the tower, about the mirrors she'd been taught to avoid, about the ache of never being enough. In turn, he shared his story, how kingdoms had hunted his kind, how his tribe had been nearly extinguished, how he had been branded a threat simply for existing. He took her to the mountain peaks where the winds sang ancient songs. He showed her how to read the stars the way his people did, seeing stories written in constellations that humans had forgotten. When she stumbled on the rocky paths, he steadied her without comment, never making her feel weak for needing support. One night, as they sat by the fire in his great hall, Malachar asked, "Do you know why your father sent you?" Alera's throat tightened. "Because I am not beautiful like my sisters." "Your father is a fool," Malachar said with such conviction that it startled her. "Beauty is a language he never learned to read. Look at yourself as I see you." She did. For the first time, she looked at her reflection in the polished metal he held before her, and instead of seeing flaws, she saw character. Her scars told stories of survival. Her asymmetry held an honesty that perfect symmetry could never possess. Her limp was a testament to resilience. "I see a woman braver than any I have known," Malachar continued. "I see strength forged in isolation. I see someone worthy of the greatest love." Tears streamed down Alera's face. As seasons passed, the kingdom forgot about their abandoned princess. But Alera didn't wish to return. She had found something far more precious than a crown. She had found acceptance. More than that, she had found love from someone who saw past the surface to the soul beneath. When Malachar's enemies finally discovered her location and came to rescue the captive princess, Alera refused to leave. She stood beside the Dragon Lord, her hand upon his scaled arm, and faced the warriors with quiet dignity. "I am no prisoner," she declared. "I am home." The kingdom eventually learned that their discarded princess had not been consumed by a monster, but rather transformed by love into the most powerful woman in the realm. And the dragon they had feared came to be remembered not as a threat, but as a being capable of seeing beauty in places no one else dared to look. For true love, Alera had learned, sees not with eyes, but with the heart.